Hello dear students, welcome back to third semester mathematics classes. So for the third semester I am going to deal with mathematics paper 2, and in this video let us start the unit 3, which is applications of definite integrals. So before going to see what is the applications, we will have some introduction. So first in that, what is a definite integrals? So which kind of integrals are known to be definite? Yes, this kind of integrals, that is integration of f of x dx from a to b. That is what, for a integration, that is for the integration of a function, if we take upper and lower limits, then that integral is said to be definite integrals. That is what, value of the integral is restricted to the one interval. Here it is, I have taken a to b. So that time the integral is known as definite integrals. These definite integrals have so many applications, and these definite integrals are the tools which helps us to understand and model the world. That means by using these definite integrals we can understand our world in a good way. So let us take some applications. Yes, what are the applications? We have so many applications. In that, see, these are the applications I have collected. That is to find area under a curve. So if a curve is given, under this, what is the area is enclosed? That is we are going to find by definite integrals. Again, next is volume of a three-dimensional solids. So three-dimensional solids we can only assume, yes, we can assume and we can find the area by using these definite integrals, and also arc length of a curve. Arc length of a curve, volume, area, and again comes here surface. Yes, all these can be found by using the definite integrals. Next is what, in engineering and physics. So in engineering and physics also we are using these definite integrals. So this is about geometrical applications. We have some physical applications of definite integrals also, that are to find the mass. Whenever the density factor is given, we can find a mass of an object by using these definite integrals. Also we can find work done. Yes, what is the work done? That is also can be found by these definite integrals. Next is the force exerted on a body. So if an object is given and on this object what is the force is acting, that is we can find by the definite integrals. Yes, like if a dam is considered. So dam is there, it is full of water. By using these definite integrals, we can find the water level increases, then what is the force applied by that increasing water on the dam, that can be calculated by using these definite integrals. So like this we have physical as well as geometrical applications of definite integrals. And in this chapter we are mainly going to study applications of definite integrals to find arc length, to find area, volume and surface. So let us see that. So to get the area under a curve, that is area bounded by a curve, what is that? We have formulas. So before going to solve the examples, let us see the formulas which we are using to get the area. So first is what? That is area formula for Cartesian equation. So for the Cartesian equation, polar form and parametric forms, we have different formulas. So those all we will discuss. First is what? The area bounded by the curve y is equal to f of x, the x-axis and the coordinates x is equal to a, x is equal to b. So what is that? The area bounded by the curves y is equal to f of x and the x-axis. Then the coordinates are given, x is equal to a, x is equal to b. Its formula is what? Integration of y dx. Integration is from a to b, and this is area, that is denoted by capital A. Therefore capital A is equal to integration of y dx from a to b. In the similar way we have the second formula, that is what? If y is equal to f of x and y is equal to phi of x is given, again same x-axis and the coordinates are x is equal to a and x is equal to b. That is what? For the y we have two equations, then area can be calculated by this formula, that is capital A is equal to integration of f of x minus phi of x into dx, and integration is from a to B. Then comes, that is the equation if it is given in the form of x is equal to f of y and y axis, that is area bounded by the curves x is equal to f of y axis and the coordinates y is equal to c and y is equal to d, then its area is given by capital A, that is equal to integration of x dy from c to d. So for the Cartesian equation like this we can find the area. So the next is area formula for parametric equation. So first we have taken area formula for Cartesian equations. Now let us see for the parametric equations what are the area formulas. So first one is what? The area bounded by the curves x is equal to f1 of t and y is equal to f2 of t. That means x and y are now functions of t, and between the lines t is equal to a, t is equal to b and the x-axis. So the coordinates are t equal to a, t equal to b, and between the x-axis is a is equal to integration of y into dx by dt into dt from a to b. Here don't cancel this dt and dt. Why? Because this is x differentiation with respect to t and this value we have to substitute in the formula, and again integration is with respect to dt. So this is what the first formula for parametric equation. Next equation is what? Every condition is same just with respect to y-axis. That is the area bounded by the curves x is equal to f1 of t and y is equal to f2 of t between the lines t is equal to c, comma t is equal to d, and the axis is given here y-axis is given by capital A is equal to integration of x into dy by dt into dt, and limits are from c to d. So these are two formulas for parametric equations to find the area. Next we will move for the polar coordinates. So the next is area formula for polar equation. So first we have seen for the Cartesian, then we have go for the parametric, and last one is what? Polar equation. So for this polar equation, capital A, that is area is equal to integration of 1 by 2 r square into d theta from alpha to beta. That is what? The area bounded by the curve. Here curve is r is equal to f of theta and radius vectors are given, theta is equal to alpha comma theta is equal to beta. Then area formula is what? Integration of 1 by 2 r square d theta from alpha to beta, and this 1 by 2 you can keep outside the integration as it is constant. So we have seen all the formulae to find the areas for parametric, then Cartesian and polar equations. Then next I will take some examples to find the areas. Let us move for the first example, which is that find the area enclosed by the curve y square is equal to 4x and the line x is equal to 2y. Now here two equations are given, and from this also we have to get the y value, and from this also we have to get the y value. And by solving, that is by substituting and solving the equation, let us find the limits, that is what a and b we have to find, and then by applying the formula we can get the area, that is what is the area enclosed by these two curves, we will find that. So let us take the solution now. Solution, yes, first given is y square is equal to 4x and the line is given x is equal to 2y. Now from this find the y value. What is that? Y is equal to square root of 4x, right? Square root of 4x. And what is the square root of 4? That is 2, and remaining this square root of x as it is. Now this is 1, that is y value for, that is 1 y we have got, that is y is equal to f of x we have got. Now similarly from this let us find the y value. From this I can get y is equal to x by 2, and this is in the form of phi of x. So y is equal to f of x is there, that is 2 root x, and another one is y is equal to phi of x, that is x by 2. Now from these two equations, next is what? We have to find the limits. What is a and what is b? So let us take that. Any one equation we will consider. Y is equal to x by 2 I will consider. Then that implies, see here y is equal to 2 root x is there. So substitute that. 2 root x is equal to x by 2. Yes, then taking 2 to this side, that is 2 into 2 into root x is equal to x. Now take square on both sides, that is first you write it as it is, that is 2 into 2 is 4 and it is x. Now taking square means first I will write this, that is x square is equal to square of 4 is 16 and into the square root of x and its square means it is x. That is nothing but x square minus 16x is equal to 0. Then take x common, that is after taking x common remaining is x into x minus 16 is equal to 0. From this I can tell x is equal to 0 or another one is what, x minus 16 is equal to 0, and from this x is equal to 16 we can get. So for the given equation, that is for the given problem, we have got two y functions. Y is equal to, this is f of x and phi of x we have found. Then next we have got the limits, that is x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 16. Next we apply the formula and get the area. So for the two functions, what is the area formula? That is we know that a is equal to integration of f of x minus phi of x into dx, and it is from a to b. This is our formula we have seen. Then substitute here, that is a is equal to integration of f of x is what we have got, that is 2 root x minus phi of x is, yes here it is, phi of x is x by 2 and into dx, and a and b values are 0 to 60. See, always we have to get the lower limit here and the greater value, that is upper limit. So 16 we have taken here as b and 0 as, that is lower limit a. Now take integration separately, that is what, 2 root x into dx from 0 to 16 minus integration of x by 2 dx from 0 to 60. Now integrate separately. First what I will take this constant to outside, and it is like x raised to 1 by 2. Then x raised to 1 by 2 is what? X raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1. So integration of x raised to n. Yes, it is in the form of integration of x raised to n, and its integration is x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, where n is what, our 1 by 2. Yes, according to that we have written, and here again 0 to 16 because upper and lower limit we have to write. Then here minus 1 by 2 I will take, and integration of x is there. Its integration is x square divided by 2 from 0 to 60. So this is the step. Next we have to simplify it. Now to simplify is nothing but applying the upper and lower limit. See here x raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 is there, and 1 by 2 plus 1 is nothing but x raised to 3 by 2. That is what I will write, a is equal to s2 as it is, that is in bracket x raised to 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2, upper and lower limits are 0 to 16 minus 1 by 2, and it is x square by 2 from 0 to 16 as it is. Next substitute upper and lower limits. Here it is equal to, taking this is, yes, this is a constant, so we can take outside the limits. It becomes 2 by 3 and into this 2 is there as it is. Then substitute now upper and lower limits, that is 16 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0. Because x is 0 and 0 raised to 3 by 2, that is again 0 I have written. Then minus, again this 1 by 2 is constant, taking outside it is 1 by 4. Then x square means 16 square, again minus 0. Now it is equal to 4 by 3 into 16 raised to 3 by 2 is there. So 16 raised to 3 by 2. First this consider 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but square root. So 16 square root means 4, and 4 cube. 4 cube is what? 64. So therefore 16 raised to 3 by 2 value is 64, and minus 1 by 4, and 16 square is 256. Okay. Yes, now continuing from the last step, a is equal to 4 by 3 into 64 is there, then minus 2 256 divided by 4 is there. This is nothing but again 64 itself. So from these two terms I will take 64 as common. Remaining is 4 by 3 and this minus 1. Therefore 64. 4 by 3 minus 1 is what? 4 minus 3 whole divided by 3 we will get after taking the LCM, and it is 1 by 3. Therefore our A is 64 by 3. Now as we are finding the area, it's a unit. We are writing it as square units. Square units. So whenever a function, that is y is equal to f of x is given and another one line is given, from that first we have took the y is equal to f of x and y is equal to phi of x we have found. Then by using, that is substituting one equation in another, we have got the limits x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 60. Then taking the area formula for f of x and phi of x, from that solving we have continued and simplified. At last we have got area as 64 by 3. So this A is equal to 64 by 3 and its unit we have to write, that is square units. So for the given y square is equal to 4x and the line x is equal to 2y, our area, that is area bounded in between those two lines is A is equal to 64 by 3, and this is the solution. Again in the next session I will take some more examples under area itself. Okay, thank you.